that down. So here we have it. We are in Ruth chapter 2. And I might as well just start right at the well, and they, yeah, I'll just start at, I don't know. I'll just start at verse 3. So to make money, since they're poor, got nobody to provide for them, she went, there was a law in Israel to leave the outside row for things so people could glean to get food. That was the way the poor did things back then, which, sort of good way. Poor, they worked, but they also got food. You know, they worked for the food. So we'll start. We're in chapter 2. We'll go to verse 3. So she went out, being Ruth, entered a field and began to glean behind the harvesters. In other words, whatever they dropped, she could pick up. As it turned out, she was working in the field belonging to Boaz, who was from the clan of Elimelech. Just then, Boaz arrived from Bethlehem and greeted the harvesters. Lord, the Lord be with you. The Lord bless you, they answered. Boaz asked the overseer of the harvesters, who does that young woman belong to? It was a different culture, and belong could just mean who is she married to? It's the way that they said things. Is she married to somebody? It's just the way that they did things and said things. And also, you got to remember, this is King James. Well, it's NIV, but still, it's again just going from the way things were said and done. They don't necessarily mean own. Anyways, the overseer replied, she is the Moabite who came back from Moab with Naomi. She said, please let me glean and gather from among the sheaves behind the harvesters. Basically, can I get what they drop? You know, he came into the field and has remained here from morning till now, except for a short rest in the shelter. Over there it's fairly hot, so we know what it's like to work in the heat here too. So a lot of us are taking a short break, and obviously it must have been sometime into the day because uh, you know, he's making it sound like she's been there a long time. So Boaz said to Ruth, my daughter, listen to me. Don't go and glean in another field, and don't go away from here. Stay here with the women who work for me. Watch the field where the men are harvesting and follow along after the women. I have told the men not to lay a hand on you. This guy seems a bit smitten with her to me, just doing this. It seems like there's a lot at play here. He's probably, because Boaz is somewhat related to Naomi, the mother in law of Ruth. So he's probably glad that this woman, Ruth, has come back, just didn't abandon her. But at the same time, he seems a bit smitten, in my not so humble opinion. Okay, where was I? Watch the field, blah, blah, blah. Lay a hand on you. And whenever you are thirsty, go get a drink from the water jars that the men have filled. It's just even more. At this, she bowed down with her face to the ground. She asked him, why have I found favor in your eyes that you notice me, a foreigner? Boaz replied, I have been told all about what you have done for your mother in law since the death of your husband, how you left your father and mother and your homeland, and you came to live with the people you did not know. May the Lord repay you for what you have done. May you be richly rewarded by the Lord, the God of Israel, under whom the wings you have come to take refuge. May I may I continue to find favor in your eyes, my Lord, she said. You have put me at ease by speaking kindly to your servant, though I do not have standing in have the standing of one of your servants. At mealtime, Boaz said to her, "Come over here, have some bread, dip it in the wine vinegar." When she sat down with the harvesters, he offered her some roasted grain. She ate all that she wanted and had some left over. As she got up to glean, Boaz gave orders to his men: "Let her gather among the sheaves, and don't reprime her. Even pull out some stalks for her from the bundles and leave them for her to pick up, and don't rebuke her." This guy's just going out of her way. Yeah, sure, she's done a lot of good for, his relative, but, he definitely seems interested in her. He's doing everything that he can to be in favor in her eyes, too, it seems. Oh, well, so Ruth gleaned in the field until evening, and then she threshed the barley she had gathered, and it amounted to an ephah, which is some sort of measurement over there. I'm not sure how much it is. She carried it back to town, and her mother-in-law, she saw how much she had gathered. Ruth also brought out and gave her what she had left over after she had eaten enough. Her mother-in-law asked her, "Where did you glean today? Where did you work? Blessed be the man who took notice of you." Then Ruth told her mother-in-law about the one whose place she had been working. "The name of the man I worked with today is Boaz," she said. And basically, Naomi, her mother-in-law, catches on to what's going on. I guess that's about it. You know, I like this story. This is awesome. Not sure whether anybody's in my comp in here yet. Okay, there is nobody here. Can't see anybody here. Okay. So, well, hopefully you liked watching what you've watched so far. This reminds me, at least personally, there is a girl I like at my church. I believe God's told me that she's the one, and I'm trying to do just as Boaz did, anything I can to gain favor in her eyes. Unfortunately, it seems to be working, but not working. But anyways, I want to give a bit of a shout out to another channel, Space Galleria. I was on his live stream last night, and at the near the end of his live stream, he had this blue canvas that he had painted blue, and he did this last week, and he got suggestions from the audience what to paint. I suggested one thing. He painted close to it, but what he ended up painting for me was spectacular. Um, Blow it up more. That there, he decided to paint my emblem for my comics. He didn't put the words Cross Comics on it, but that's the emblem you see there, which is, I was just, I don't know what it was when I saw it. I was just like flabbergasted. So, okay, that is enough of that. I thought I'd give him a bit of a shout out for doing that. And he's not allowed. I'm actually going to be able to get it. I just got to pay for the shipping, postage. So I got to find out how much that's going to cost. So we will put that down. Okay, so one of the characters we have here today is Jack McAtters. And if you don't know much about my comics, which probably most of you don't, This is the secret identity of my character, Insecto. Insecto just had, this guy is like 6 foot or less in normal things. Insecto's 6'6". He just has to, he never had to do it initially to become Insecto, but from after the first time of becoming Insecto, all he has to do to become Insecto or go back to Jack, is he to become Insecto if he's Jack, all he has to say is, Lord, please, Insecto. I think that's how I worded it. Insecto, please, Lord, something like that. And to become Jack again, all he has to do is say, Lord, Jack, please, again. So, sort of like almost a Shazam transformation, but he transforms into a bug guy. I should get a picture of Insecto up. But why I chose him today, well, he needs doing. I'm going to redo his face because I got his eyes too high there, too. So, okay. I see 2 people watching. So, if you want to say anything in the chat, I've got my chat up so I can see. I'm not sure whether the 2 people are me or other people. Okay, so doo-doo-doo. Oh, let's lock that. Get it up there. Let's see how thick our brush is. Okay, that's good. So well, the reason I brought Jack up is because, well, like I said, he needs doing, and we're going to be bringing up after him his better half, as some might say. We're going to be bringing up his wife to redo her like this. So, and so I just figured do a husband and wife, 2 people that fell in love, and Jack fell in love just like me. He's fallen in love with his lady almost instantly. I think that's the way for a lot of guys. We fall hard fast. Thanks, Action. Impact. Hope you like what you're seeing. What I'm saying. I know there's a time delay on this thing. I'm not sure how much the time delay is. So yeah, the other one that we'll be doing in this stream will be his wife, Betty McAdders. She's went through a few different name changes, just because I've always been naming her after different girls I like, but didn't work out. And then I finally just named her after to me, what at one time was the best girl who I really, really wanted, but could never have because she's a cartoon character, and that's Betty Cooper. So from Archie Comics. I was a big Archie Comics fan once. Do not like Riverdale. Oh, that thing makes me kill talking about it. This is technically a good guy because this is the secret identity form of my character Insecto. As I was saying earlier in the stream, but you may not have been here yet. Insecto just has to say uh, his first time transforming into his superhero character, he didn't have to say it. God did it miraculously without him knowing that it was going to happen. But after that, he just has to say, Lord Insecto, please, which is the name of his superhero character. And to get back to Jack, all he has to say is, Lord, Jack, please. As I said earlier, too, sort of like a Shazam transformation, but more, God oriented because my comics are faith based, Christian based. My characters are all, well, my heroes, anyways, or most of my heroes are born again Christians. So, and I am using Adobe Illustrator, if you're wondering, too, to do this. Oh, okay. Hold on a sec. I will. Do. That's one of my villains. Okay, let's go over to heroes. I know them, but yeah, I like. Yeah. Insecto, where are you? Here you are. There's me dressed up as Insecto when you're uh, created my own costume based on my characters. Okay, sort by type. Sorry about all this. I'm trying to get there. F9. Okay, I'm not sure how well you can see this on your screen, but I'll read. Insecto has the ability to fly. While flying, he can reach speeds up to 300 miles per hour. He has the proportionate strength of a flea. He has the durability of a cockroach. From 50 miles away, he can focus in on a flower, allowing him to see stuff close up at microscopic level. His armor exoskeleton can dispel fire from small arms to a tank shell. Although with the ugh, although with the latter, like a tank shell, he would be blown off his feet, but virtually unharmed. He also has the command of the insect world. In other words, any insect around, he can command it, and they do what he says. To do what he wants. He also has enhanced strength and can lift up to 5 tons. And that's what I know at the moment. Hope that helps you a little. He is married, and we will be doing his wife in a couple minutes here after we get him done. We'll be going over her stuff. So, how are you today, action artist? Hey, Action. I know you want to call your name Impact Comics. You might want to make sure you can because in the 90s, I think it was, DC had a line called Impact Comics. So I'm not sure whether there'd be any legal stuff there stopping you from. It was based. They used Archie superheroes for to do it. They had control of. They bought, rented, whatever, Archie superheroes back then, and the line was called Impact Comics. So just to let you know, I'm not. It could be nothing. It could be something. Although I like the name. Yeah, the characters were like the Shield, Fly, Jaguar, Comet, Black Hood. They had a whole bunch of others too. I think those were all the main titles, though. Oh, and they had a thing character, the Web, as well. Archie has a lot more superheroes than that, though. They didn't get to bring them all in because some junk went down. I'm not sure exactly what. True. Well, right now they don't know of you, so well, probably not. They probably don't know of me either. But hopefully, in a year or two, I'm giving them a run for their money. Not as exact as I can be. I'm just doing too much of a rush job. I don't know why, but I am. I don't know why I put big boots on him here, so I'm just gonna make him in shoes, change it up. Yeah, if they knew about. Awesome. Like I said, all my superhero, well, most of my superheroes. How do I describe this? My major characters, all my ones that I'm promoting, are going to be Christian. I have ones that I have this character called Libra. I did a little bit, well, sort of did a little bit on him. No, I didn't. I did the one on the second, a drawing on her. But basically, I have this character called Libra that comes in. He's in my Flame Characters comic. He's basically, I don't know, Batman, Spider-Man type combined. And well, he beats the snot out of criminals. These criminals that get away in the justice system, he goes after them and beats the snot out of them with an inch of their life. So technically, he's a hero, but the Flame confronts him about his brutality. He says, "Hey, tone it down. Otherwise, I'm going to take you in. I'm going to take you down and take you in." But I have a couple characters like that um, they they're heroes, but my main heroes don't really well, they barely consider them heroes. And sometimes I came up with this because, okay, how do I make this character? And unfortunately, to give away too much, Libra ends up eventually becoming a Christian and he becomes renames himself. Okay, so I think we are done with outside. Yes, so we'll expand. But I like the fact that there's well, there's several Christian companies out there for comics, but unfortunately, they're all doing one shots. I want to make my universe ongoing monthly. And that's my plan from the start. I do have my first comic out digitally, although right at the moment I am redoing some of the art in it, especially the background stuff, because, well, unfortunately, I just took some pictures and did the best I could to put them in the background. Because I'm great at doing superheroes, but not always the best at doing background stuff. I can if I take my time, but I'm learning through watching the different artists here on things, the pros, that you really do need to take your time to do this stuff right. Make your comic good. I've seen some of the stuff, and I've seen them, especially Mike, watching his channel, seeing him do this Lone Star. Oh man, detail that he puts into that, time that he takes. I always thought they did it a lot slower or faster. You need to make the one two. I didn't shoe it right. Okay, so do. Any other questions? Okay. Control A and make it. We'll expand and select. Get in a little bit further so I can. Okay. Yeah, that should be good. Okay, so oops, we got one minor thing. Okay, maybe not so minor. We're at the create. Uh, Side of the shoe. Let's put his ankle in there. Okay, so that looks good. We will expand the thing again and make it so we can color in. Um, Now we'll do gradients. Okay, so let's grab a skin tone here. And the skin tone in there. I'm gonna make that black. I like it when I do the black. Sometimes I like it when I do the white. Black on one end, white on the other. Okay, so I can do these pants and shirt and all that any color I want. These look like blue jeans, so we will make them blue. Um, any ideas on color shirt? um, Shoes. I'm gonna go with. Hmm, you know what? A lot of shoes are gray, so let's go with a gray. And okay, well, I'm gonna do black there. Make that white. That way you can not completely black the soles. You see a little quote unquote shading. Uh, Tell me if I'm talking too low. With you, I'm half muttering to myself. I know. Sorry about that. Trying to talk and muttering. I think. Yeah, part of the thinking process. I think. Okay, you need to. And that color again. Okay, so my favorite color is green. So that's what color we're making the shirt today. Green. Do a brown for the belt. Oh, those belt straps have to be blue because they're part of the blue jeans. Um, what color shall we do his belt buckle? Okay, hold on. Pretty. Later. Okay, so he has reddish hair. And his eyes are hazel. I never know what color hazel is. So ambiguous. Ugh. I think it's grayish. Brownish gray. Okay, so we're going to go with the fact that hazel is grayish. So we'll do a light gray. I'm just going to add a couple extra details that I think I should have put in. It won't take long. This supposed to be black. Okay, so let's zoom in here. Let's do our gradient still. So a slightly darker skin tone. Bring it in. Down to our fingernails. Okay, let's. Uh, I hate it when I don't do the color I want. Okay, so there, there. Away, and make that should be enough. So we'll take the skin tone, put it in there, with nail, put it in there, there. So there is Jack McAdders, aka the high flying, the bug eyed wonder, Insecto. So we have to save him as means Adobe Illustrator. Don't need him as a PDF. And then we will export him because I like saving my stuff as PNGs too. Recently, it used to be all bitmap, JPEG, and GIFs. But now it's PNG. I like the fact that when you save them, you can. It's you don't get the white background. You can take them into anywhere else and just have the translucent background. That's Jack. Now we do his lovely wife, Betty McAtas. So we are going to create a second layer that we are going to draw on. And we are going to dim the original layer so we can draw on it. Then zoom in. And then we need to get our brush. Make sure it's what we want. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, that's enough. Not too thick. So this is Betty McAtters. She is the wife of Jack McAddis, who we were just drawing. Like I said, I did decided to do these two because well, they need to be done. Where my traces to go, and the fact that we were doing the whole love story, a little bit of the love story between Boaz and Ruth earlier in the scripture reading that we're doing on our daily live streams. Monday through Saturday, it will be at noon. Um, Sundays, I'm not sure yet. Sundays is more whatever because at noon I'm at church. You can't exactly be two places at once. Where is this hard thing? Oh, he left. Uh, Thank you for joining. If you watch this later, action artist. Oh, you're back. I think you're back. Somebody's here. Is that you back, action artist? Oh, to whoever came in, hello. If somebody came in, if it's not action, well, hello again to action artist. If you came back in, this is a very old drawing I'm going over. I'm tracing a trace I did. I think this was a trace way back when. Forget of what character, but unfortunately, when I did not draw so good, one thing I think that helped me learn to draw a little bit better was tracing some stuff, getting form. Although, one great thing that helped was how to draw the Marvel way. With that video Stan Lee put out. I've seen the book, but My library had it to borrow here in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. So I borrowed it. I watched it. I recorded it and watched it. I don't know how many times because I'm always wanting to be a better artist. I implemented a lot of the stuff they said, and then now I'm implemented, just my mind automatically puts it there without even thinking, without having to do all the in between steps. Sort of like when you're learning division for the first time, how they make you do long division to know all the steps, and then they say after a while you can do short division. You don't have to put on all the steps. Although sometimes putting in the steps helps. And when I get a really tough thing, I do. Or tough thing for me, anyways. Now, these fingers are pathetic. I should actually be trying to do them better. I sort of am, but not as good as I should be. I do not like those fingers. They look too witchy or something like that. Won't look like that in the real comic, so too bony. Something. A bit. As you can tell, when I originally did this cross on her shirt, I did not. I just threw two yellow lines on, along with the necklace, as you can tell too. Yeah, so I try and do two characters with every live stream. Try and find ones that fit whatever the scripture is or the book or whatever. Well, some fit better than others, some not so much. Scooby Dooby Doo. Let's see whether we can make this and a little bit better than that other one. Although I think the fingers are too thick. Enough. I think one of this program does that, creates circles that you do not create. Okay, I did something wrong with that hand, but oh well. This is not the professional artwork that's going into my books. And it's going to be changing the belt loops here. You know what? Well, I could no. You know what? I think those are just that's a design on the shorts. I don't think there's any they're belt loops, so we're gonna keep them the same. You still there, action artist? Is anybody there? See two, but I don't know who the second person is for sure. 'Cause it went down to one for a few seconds there, or I don't know how long. 'Cause I'm trying to pay attention to that. Not that it's hard. There's only one. There's two watching, but one of them is me because I'm watching on my tablet to see the chat. I'm, as you can see, sharing my screen here. And in sharing my screen, I can't see the chat stuff because I don't have that window up. So I have a second device, which allows me to see anybody touching. How many are watching? Uh, Perspective's real off here. Let's I think this is something I did not trace on way back when, and that is the sandals. I just decided to put sandals on myself, on the drawing myself. I know they're not spectacular sandals, are they? Oh, but well, I hope people watching are enjoying. Got some chatting with action artists today, which is good. Like day 8, and we're got somebody here besides myself. I like trying to talk with people, especially doing this because it's for 2 reasons: for the people, for myself, maybe 3 reasons or more, whatever reason. And hopefully it's channel building. Hopefully it's bringing some glory to God. Uh, okay, so that is her outline, I think. I got everything. And I drew on the wrong layer. I gotta love that. Oh well, there's ways around. Okay, so we will undim the layer. I forgot to lock the layer and go up to the layer above. Oh well, we just move that over and see we have both images. Because although I drew on the same layer, I did not draw on top of the previous image. I drew over top of it, although it was on the same layer. I know it seems weird. It seemed weird to me at first, so we will take her. We'll expand her thing, and we will make it, which allows us to paint inside of the body frame or the lines. Okay. So this time I'll just do the white, show you what it looks like. So it just gives a white in the dark. So let's go to red. This should be fairly easy. So we are not done live streaming, Mom. Sorry about that, folks. Me and my mom are supposed to code a little later. Basically, after I'm done the live stream. Okay, so let's. Uh, okay, let's zoom in a bit so we can do this easier. I know she seems real ditzy or whatever in this picture, but she's not going to be ditzy or anything. And let's see. The, the brown. Uh, for those listening, after this is done, hit that thumbs up button. Um, if you've yet to subscribe, think about subscribing, hitting the subscribe button. Um, and if you've already subscribed, think about hitting that notification button to know when I'm putting up new content. Um, uh, Check out my other content if you've yet to, please. Um, know we still gotta do his finger. I can do over there. Hold on. So, and share the videos too. Can always use more subscribers, likes, and all that sort of stuff. And I do have another channel that is not about my comics in particular. I do some drawing on there of mainstream characters. That's called The Pied Piper of Hamilton. So if you would like to check that out too, that'd be awesome. Put that there. Oh, we still need to do the red down below. Rest limits system, where is that? Okay, so we've got, oh, we just need to do, grab another skin tone. Grab that skin tone. Oh, let's see if, okay, well, we're just going to keep that one the same. I know I could go and get, we are, however, going to go in there for that. And we're going to grab that again, just so we can go do the fingernails. Okay, well, we do have to do correct a couple things there, so maybe we will do correction down below too for that one now. Just bring a little bit more black in. Don't even want that one. Okay, that's way too much black. There we go. That is for those. We'll do that. Just drag that way. So inside the mouse. We'll just get that. Lips. We'll do the black again. The brush bristles. And let's see, what color are her eyes? Her eyes are brown. So we now can get rid of the old image because we don't need it. Get rid of the top layer because, again, we don't need it. We'll A. We'll expand so we can go do those couple minor things that we need to do with our brush. So we can, that should be good there. We're one too far. So we do that, that, way, expand, Control Alt X, makes it so we can color, deselect everything, like that brush color, and we color in those spots. Go down. Okay. So out a bit here. That is Betty McAdders. She is the wife of Jack McAdders, who is the high flying, bug eyed wonder known as Insecto in the Cross Comics universe, who we may also also refer to as for our Cross Comics universe as the Crossverse. We will save her. We do not need a PDF. And then we will export her to make her a PNG. Okay, so then thank you very much for. Oh, wrong one. Again, thank you very much for tuning in.